as someone that has not consumed much Ian Dior content until this album, um, it's it is you. No, that's not the name of the album. Sorry, I had my notes here mixed up. On to better things. Apologies. So, as someone that didn't really listen to him much before this, hearing the first couple tracks and not really looking at the track listing, I was like, this sounds like the kind of young, up and coming rapper that's kind of just like right in that Machine Gun Kelly mold, and I could see him totally doing some like punk stuff and just kind of like sitting in that lane. And then a song with Travis Barker pops up, and we get two more features with him on this album, and he popped off what 2 years ago with 24 Karat Golden with Mood. I think that was the song that really like caught
Yeah, well,
people.
honestly, I would say Ian Dior had already been blowing up before that. He was more famous and more successful than 24K Golden until Mood came out and catapulted both of them, but especially catapulted 24K Golden. Ian had a lot more music out than Golden at that time. Uh, you know, three mixtapes slash albums to that point from 2019 and 2020. And he had some hits already. So, I would say he was kind of a fast rising, you know, SoundCloud scene, internet money collaborator type artist already. But then Mood kind of, I think, fast forwarded everyone, number one hit, one of the biggest songs of the year. So to hear this is his first project since Mood happened, though, and definitely the one that'll have the most eyes on him thus far. And I was curious to see which way he would go on this because he has some of that melodic SoundCloud rap roots in his past work. He also has a lot more of the emo, sad boy, uh, light pop punk as we know it today music as well. He's already made a song with Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly, "Sick and Tired," which was one of his biggest hits. So I was curious to see what direction he would go with this, but probably shouldn't surprise anyone that he's stuck with the emo, pop route, given how big that sound has been coming back in the past year or so.
Yeah, and I don't think he totally leans into that. It's not. I wouldn't classify this as like an emo punk record per se.
Mhm.
I think the first song "Is It You" is very much kind of in that like melodic, sing songy rapper type mold, and he kind of jumps back and forth as you go through. I found this album to be just okay. Um, I didn't necessarily hate it, but I didn't find myself kind of leaving this and being like, man, there's a lot of hits off this or a lot of songs I want to find myself going back to, which I don't know. I think probably people who are fans of him are going to like this and listen to the songs, but I don't know if it's going to grab anybody new per se. I guess might be my take.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I definitely like some songs off of the past work more than this new record. Like, I think what's impressive about Ian Dior and why I had kind of been pegging him as a star ever since I heard him is because he really has a strong knack for melody. Obviously, like
Mm.
melodic hip hop is the default position these days, but Ian I think really has a knack for that melody, for those hooks, and he still brings an upbeat and nature to his music. And I think he has a unique personality, despite the fact that lyrically he's nothing too special, and production wise it's often familiar. But I feel like Ian Dior himself is bringing a little more to that table. But I just didn't really hear songs as sticky as, say, like "Never Is Enough" or uh, "Sick and Tired" or "Romance
Mm.
361." He's got some songs I really do enjoy from his past work, and I didn't hear stuff I like quite as much on this. It's all the same mold, but I just don't think it's quite as good as what he's already done. And like, I guess on a song like "Obvious," which has Travis Barker, you still get like a guitar lick as well on top of Travis's drums. That I'm sure that's kind of the route he's looking towards, that kind of production. I don't know how edgy he can really get though with this kind of stuff, because it's still going to be like that sad boy vibe. Maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't want to go that way because, again, he largely keeps it upbeat. Like, if it wasn't, well, if his music wasn't as upbeat as it is, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But Yeah, I feel like this is kind of just okay, and probably he probably wanted a bigger hit to come out of this, given this is the follow up to Mood after all. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get that hit on this. Probably not.
Yeah, I think obvious the song you point out would probably be the song I would pick to be a hit off here. I thought it was interesting to get Machine Gun Kelly to give a verse on Thought It Was, and to have that be just like a more toned down like sad boy song. Because
Yeah.
you think about what really made people like Machine Gun Kelly's last album. It was kind of pairing these sad lyrics with the ripping guitars and just that full like punk mood. So kind of an interesting choice. I did like in the back half, "Let You." I thought it sounded like a very much like little Nas X type track, and you're getting him singing kind of some clicky percussion on there, just like really more upbeat, which I think probably is why it stood out to me. And I do think that the first track is "It You," even though it's not necessarily my favorite cup of tea in terms of like that sad boy sing songy SoundCloud rap, like you talked about. He does do. He has a pretty good performance on it, I think, and it definitely stood out to me as one of the more compelling tracks on here. Anything else stand out to you?
Yeah, I was curious to hear what the MGK collab would be after Sick and Tired was so successful for them. It's definitely leaning away from,
Mhm.
hip hop flows like their first collab did. Uh yeah, I agree about Is It You? I guess complicated as well. I like it when he sticks to more of the more of the rapping, but it is interesting to hear like stuff that's not really that, like Dark Angel, for example.
Yeah.
Uh I'm really just more interested to see what direction he's going to go because he definitely has all these like pop bona fides for today, and you can hear it in the hooks. You can hear it in a lot of his flows on this record. Even if I don't love a lot of the songs, like all the parts are there,
Mhm.
and we've already seen this manifest, of course, with Mood. So
Yeah.
even if I'm not like taking too much away from this, I'm still I think in on him as a pop star. And I still like, as I said, a lot of his past work already. So Ian Dior about to turn 23. I think definitely someone to continue to pay attention to, even if this isn't like changing anyone's opinion on him for the positive. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised to hear another full length record in short order because he has to feed the streets.
Yeah, I think you're right. The talent is there. We're going to be hearing more from him in the future, and probably some uh, more standout stuff.